We are all off. It is good. It is Fantabulous Friday. First thing in the morning, getting lots of stuff done, including getting myself ready. That's part of the battle. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol, aka Naughty Boss Live with two
Sisters. Good morning, everyone. As I put on my earrings, it is Fantabulous Friday, July 21st, episode number 666. And my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 6.0. And yes, it is fantabulous.
It is. It's a good day. I always say wake up with an initial blessing, grateful heart, give thanks to something. Even if you kind of wake up on the wrong side of the bed, how many of us do that? A lot of people, right? So how can we embrace the day, as they say? So I'm multitasking here, trying to neaten up my desk. And it's not always easy, but what I love about Friday is it really is a day to kind of reflect, go back, how did I handle Monday mindset? Did I triumph something over Triumph Tuesday? Did I embrace Wealth Wellness Wednesday and all that it encompasses and what it is about giving and putting out good vibes to other people? And then, of course, Trending Thursday. There's always kind of a funny thing with Trending Thursday. And we always end up with always saying, that you be the trendsetter. So maybe your Trendsetting Thursday is that moment where you just said, yeah, I'm just going to stick to my lane. I need to get my stuff done. I'm going to focus on my goals because come Friday morning or sometime on Friday, I'm going to have that chat in the mirror and celebrate my wins, embrace the things I didn't get done that I intended to, that I wanted to, that I was derailed and there was no turning back. It happens. We all get it. We've been there. Even though we really have these standards of each day with a theme to help us stay on track, life kicks us in the butt, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, it certainly does kick us in the butt. And of course, my butt was kicked this morning at ILKB. But, think of your days like a beautiful card. You open it up each day and you have a lot of opportunities to really accomplish a lot. And we love the theme days for very specific reasons, of course, but it kind of gives us a plan type of trajectory. We all know those trajectories change often, and it's how we react to those changes. So overall, if look at your week like a card, one of those pop-up cards. And what popped up for you? Like, for instance, what popped up for you, Carol, so that you didn't even expect this week, that you're like, okay, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. I guess I could say the opportunity of the green card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Which we will talk about at some point. But, I think you always have to be open to things. And that's why a lot of people will say, when you're in, an online business, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're, connecting with people, networking, I can't tell you how many times someone will message me and I always give them kudos for the first message. Because for a lot of people, to reaching out to people on something that they're passionate about or excited about is difficult, right? It's hard. What is this person going to think if I reach out? Am I sounding salesy or pitchy? When you're in networking, you can look beyond some of that. Some you'll cringe and say, ooh, I wouldn't have approached it that way. But I still always give thanks and praise that they took a step in the right direction. They're going after their goals. So I never get offended if someone presents me with an opportunity that they are passionate about, because I'm always open to look. Now, obviously, when you're, depending on what type of networking you're in, if you're in direct sales, most companies will want to make sure that you are not doing multiple companies that will interact and or interfere or in a similar space. That's one of probably the hardest parts for a lot of people when they're looking to get, because if you look at any major entrepreneur, let's go with Tony Robbins, for an example, or Bob. I can't think of his last name, but I love him to death. He's a little bit older now. He's the one who did the traction marketing with the movie Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. I can't think of the name of the movie and I can't think of his last name. But anywho, let's just take them. Many people assume that Tony that's all he did, or that's all he's ever done. When in fact, he has multiple streams of income between real estate, other business ventures, along with his inspirational kind of get out of your way, in your face, get where you're going to go. Most entrepreneurs have multiple streams. So the fact that when you're in networking and you want to really embrace the possibility of multiple streams, depending on what that is, for me, what I'm doing is I don't want something that would conflict. And an opportunity presented itself about a month ago, and I didn't really have time to look at it. And I think it's, we work for a nutritional company that's innovative. So why not, that kind of innovation is what would spark me to even consider something else. And that's exactly what this did. We'll get into it at another time. But I was surprised that, that was probably one of my surprises this week.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that same thing. And, back to, receiving a message from someone, it does take a lot of work through sometimes for a lot of people, like, gee, I think they may be interested, but I really don't, I don't want to sound salesy. And I get that. And I've seen actually a lot of chit chat this week on that very subject, that, and there's been good remarks and what I would refer to, I guess, as bad remarks. But I appreciate when someone, number one, thinks of me.
Right. And also, how about the fact that they're putting themselves out there?
Right. Right. That takes
most people, right. And most people don't choose direct sales or that type of marketing for a position. They usually got involved because they love the product for most people. So they don't necessarily have that training of direct, and it's all trial and error. And yes, there's nothing wrong with cold messaging. It's just how you do it. If it comes off as a sales pitch, yeah, some people are going to get turned off. But a true networker would give the person kudos. And actually, one of the influencers that I'm still quite friendly with actually messaged him about this green card opportunity. And here's a guy who's been successful in many different companies. He's kind of found his new niche, and I absolutely love that about him. Great speaker. But anyways, he goes, I love it. And he says, I was one of the original people to get the green card. And he actually knows the CEO. And we just started chatting about it from that perspective. So he is a type of person that probably gets several, if you want to put it, pitches a day, several approaches a day. And yet he still finds the time to, get excited for the person that's even sharing it with him, even though it's something he already has. He's already talking about it with me, the perks and the goodness of it. So I think when people approach it from a way, and it would have to be, at least for me, of what I've learned, it's got to be something that that is relatable and still keeps in that window for me, that box, if you will, of helping people. And that's what gets me excited, is something innovative, also something that's disrupting, and that's going to be a disruptor, because it's going to change the face of a lot of different things with the innovation, because it's never been done like this before. I saw a few companies a couple of years ago trying to tweak something similar, never got off the ground. But I believe with the backing that they have, and now that they've got several banks that want in to this whole different type of, really, when you look at banking as a whole and how it really can help the consumer, he was really excited to talk to it. So I really appreciate his input, because he's already been involved with it for a little while, not long, but enough where, he was very helpful. So when you look at those that reach out, and one of the things that which was a different approach one of the top leaders of this new company had said, you know what? And it was like an invite, kind of a Zoom, to see what's going on, see about the buzz, the excitement. And one of the things he said, which you don't often hear someone at the top talk about, he actually said, whoever brought you on, don't ghost them. We're still going to love you if you don't join. You know, say thanks, but no thanks. And I thought that was a different approach, because a lot of times what happens is you forget that it took courage for the person to reach out to you in the first place. And if they're excited about it and it's not a fit for you, there's nothing wrong with that. Just say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll think about it someday, or I'm not really sure if that would really work for me. Could it help my business? Yeah. Do I need to do a little bit more research? Yeah. But you know what? I appreciate you thinking about me. Or if it's someone that you don't even know, just say, wow, I'm not really sure how you found me, and come from that angle. How did you find me? And start, a relationship with that person, because you never know. You may miss on a great opportunity to get to know somebody that's really exciting and it's going to add value to your life.
Yeah, I'm all about adding that value. And for me, it's the connection, the engagement, and collaboration. And of course, sometimes the engagement comes before the connection. That's okay. But it takes a lot for someone to reach out who knows that you may be interested in it. And like you said, it does take a lot of courage. So kudos.
Even the cut and paste ones. I mean, there's a lot of people that do a cut and paste message. They're probably were kind of instructed or trained to do it that way. Is that the right way to do it? It may work for some, it may not work for others. But at the end of the day, you can always say, hey, if this is not a good fit for you, if you could think of anybody that might be interested, pass along my info. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's really networking and really connecting with others. And so that was my big surprise. What was your big surprise this week? Or what did you have, like a derailment? Did you have to like renegotiate with, did you like, wow, the work was perfect this week? Like, what happened?
Well, in reference to kickboxing, July is the heart rate monitor battle royale. So I committed to going every day. Now, starting in August, I will take a day off, and I'll choose that. But anyways, so after a class, a lot of people check to see what the stats are. And I haven't thought about, I haven't checked it like on a daily basis. So a gal that I kickbox with said, whoa, you're way up there. And I'm like, oh, I said, I haven't even checked it in like 2 weeks. I said, well, let's look at it together. She says, you're ahead of me. I already looked. And I'm like, okay. So I was shocked that, right now, out of how many people there, I'm in fourth, I'm number 4 from the top.
Awesome. Kudos.
Yeah, and I'm kind of proud of that, but more importantly than being at number 4, I'm proud that I'm showing up for myself each day.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the biggest messages of all our themes every week, is to show up for yourself. Make yourself accountable, that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. You mean it, you're going to do it. But we also understand life does throw those curves, and that's why we have those different themes and different mindsets to carry us through the week. And always, always, always keep in mind that when you reflect on the entire week, there are blessings there. There are little milestones, and those are the ones that we're talking about celebrating. Of course, go ahead and celebrate the big wins. Celebrate a great opportunity, celebrate a good milestone in your weight, or your fitness, or your new health journey that you're embarking on. But don't forget the little stepping stones that actually add to the milestones that get you to get to that goal that is all about the journey. So there's many facets to the journey of where you're going. And this is a day to say, okay, let's reflect. Could I have done this a little bit differently to accomplish that? But at the end of the day, you still want to celebrate where you were last week to where you are this week. There's always a change.
Yes, and excuse me, and on that note, we want to know how your week went, where you are in your journey, how do you feel about, for instance, as we were chatting about people connecting with you in reference to something like a side gig. We're all about the side gig things, creating those multiple streams of passive income. Go to our website, www.twosistas.online. Leave us a voice message, or you can always send us in a contact form. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 6.0, and I am with Two
Sisters, and this is Carol Sue, aka Donnie Boss, wishing you a fantabulous Friday. Again, make sure you have that conversation in the mirror. Talk out loud if you have to. Sometimes when you hear your own voice saying it, it resonates more than just keep it in your brain. How many of us do that? So talk out loud to yourself. There's nothing wrong. People, what are you doing talking to yourself? Oh, I am praising myself, girl. You don't even know. And that's the way it should be. With that, have a great weekend. Celebrate it. Always go forward with kindness. Pay it forward. Sometimes you got to pack your patience, no matter where you are. Please do that. And we will see you Monday for Monday Mindset. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.